So much for agreeing to talk to us today.
My pleasure.
Now, I've had the pleasure of sitting down and watching this film, and it is an absolutely sensational film. So I was wondering if you could start off by telling us a little bit about what attracted you to this film when you first got the script for it.
Um, I think I can remember reading it and being struck by the line that Lena's character has, where she says, "Don't tell me I'm a grandmother." When she says, "Oh my God, don't tell me I'm a grandmother," and I thought, what a weird, wonderful moment and line in such a strange movie. I just thought it had a peculiar sense of humor, first off, and I just loved the world it created without explaining much of the world it had created, but it felt very complete, and I just really liked it. I like action movies, and I like oddball action movies, and this was definitely an odd action movie.
I was going to ask you that a little bit later on about cult movies. Tell us a little bit about your love for action movies and what have been some of the movies that you would call your favorites from over the years.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, wow. Oh boy, I'm gonna probably say I'm gonna have to dig back, but I do really love oddball, culty, strange movies, and I like the John Wick movies of more recent things. I like those a lot. I go back, but I don't even know if they constitute action movies, but like the Dirty Harry movies and things like that. But the John Wick things lately have been things that I really like. Whether those are culty or not, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people have been actually saying that this film feels like a John Wick film or feels like a Quentin Tarantino film. How would you describe this film if someone said to you, describe this film and describe the world it's set in?
It is sort of like a John Wick movie, I guess. I suppose the stylized aspect of it and physically a little bit, sometimes it looks like one, but I actually think it's weirder and sort of, it's got a very odd tone to it that I really like. I don't know how I would describe this. I guess it's a kind of lovely mother-daughter story with a lot of gunplay, and and it's set in a very peculiar world. That's very not this world, but close in some ways. And it's like I say, what I love is when somebody can pull off depicting this very complete seeming world without actually explaining it to you a whole lot. You know that everybody's got a backstory. You know that there's all kinds of underpinnings to the story. You just don't know what they are, and it's really cool.
Definitely. How was your character first described to you when you were first asked to do this film? Was there something about your character that in the description that really made him stand out for you?
I don't remember that it was described to me. I remember just reading it and liking it and thinking, play the head of this kind of shadowy assassination bureau, although they probably presumably do a lot of other things, engage in a lot of other things too. Again, I think what actually I liked about it was the fact that there wasn't much about him. And my mind, my imagination, he seemed very distinct, but my mind started going interesting places. And I thought it was really interesting that here was this guy who's ostensibly a real bad guy, but he's sort of a strangely paternal guy. He actually genuinely cares about this woman, and he has this sense of responsibility towards her. And I remember talking to the director about it, and we started talking about what his backstory might be, and it was really easy to spin one out there, and it was really fun to spin one out. And I started really digging the idea of playing the guy.
So did you get a lot of say with his backstory as well? Was that something that you were able to sit down with the director and have some say about as well?
Yeah, we talked about it, sure. Not that you are ever going to know what it is. I don't know. I presume maybe if they do another one and I'm in it, maybe you'll know more about it. But, yeah, I had some ideas and he liked them, and they were fun to do, and it was just fun to think about. And I don't often feel like I need a big backstory for a character, but I enjoyed thinking about this, guys.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the director, because I know that a lot of people here in Australia are very excited to see this film because he's attached to the project. His piece for ABCs of Death a few years ago did so well here that I know a lot of people are excited about it. So tell us a little bit about him as a director and how you found working with him.
He was wonderful. Navarrete is really great. I saw the Big Bad Wolves movie that he did and really enjoyed. And when they came to me to offer it to me, and I was interested to see what he'd done. He's wonderful. He's a really kind of he's a kind of big nerdy guy in a really lovely way, and accessible guy, and he's got a really distinct love for certain kinds of movies. And this movie is definitely intentionally reminiscent of a lot of things. He's a big repository of movie lore and knowledge and love, and he's that kind of guy, and I am too. I'm a big movie lover, and so that's nice to connect with a guy like that. And he's incredibly relaxed, he's incredibly confident, without being at all arrogant or anything. He just knows what he wants to do, and he's having a good time, and he gives you a lot of latitude, but you feel like it's very controlled. And he's eccentric, but he's very accessible. Yeah, he was wonderful. I really liked him a lot. He was great.
Yeah. Now, you're part of an amazing cast with this film. Lena and Karen are brilliant in this film. Tell us a little bit about what they were like to work with, because I've just been in awe of Lena. I just saw a twist that she did as well. And yeah, so what were they like to work with? Because they are fantastic actresses.
I didn't really get to work much. Yeah, they're fantastic. They really are fantastic, and they're quite unique. They're able to handle the action stuff and the acting stuff, and that's not something you find with many people at all. And I didn't get to act with Lena, but I think she's great, and I got to hang out with her, and she's an awesome. And Karen's really a lot of fun, and an incredibly on point actor, and a lot of fun though. And again, Navarrete gave us a lot of room to screw around, and we did do a lot of screwing around. It doesn't end up in the movie because the movie needed to be more streamlined than a lot of the ridiculous improvising we were doing. But we had a good time, and she's great. She just, she's really unique actress, and she was terrific. A lot of fun.
Definitely. You mentioned before about a sequel. Tell us a little bit about, would you jump in if there was a sequel on offer?
Sure, if there was one and they wanted me to do it, sure, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Paul, we've only got a minute left, so to finish off, what would you like to say to all Australians out there? Because unlike some parts of the world, we actually get to see the film in cinema. So tell us a little bit about what you would like to say to all those Aussies out there who are heading out to check this out in the cinema.
Well, I hope, though, that's a fantastic thing. This will look great on a big screen. I hope you all have a good time. It's a great country. I love it down there. It's one of my favorite countries, my favorite places I've ever been. And I can think of nothing better than going and seeing this movie in a movie theater down there right now with a bunch of Australians sitting around me. That would be fun.
Awesome. Well, Paul, I just want to say it's been an absolute honor chatting to you. Thank you so much for coming on our show, and we can't wait to see your next project as well.
Okay, man. Well, thank you very much.
All right, mate. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Recording stopped.